Back at it again, baby, and yeah, it pains me to even have to even speak about something like this. But several of you have asked. You guys asked about the last situation that happened. I didn't touch on it, didn't talk about it. But there is a situation that I saw come up on social media, and I finally found the video of it. Now, if this is a real video, this is very, very troubling. Let's dive in. This is allegedly, and I want to say allegedly because we don't know with 100% certainty as of yet, but this is allegedly a video of officers at the scene of the recent terrible situation with the 19 students that happened. I gotta be careful with my words because YouTube is a little weird. But this is allegedly officers standing outside doing nothing while it's all playing out inside. And you can imagine what I mean by all playing out inside. It says the teenage madman. Sorry, it's just hard to read, you know? It says he spent more than 40 minutes watching cops stand there and do nothing. Now, I will say, we do have some wonderful law enforcement men and women, and I'm sure a lot of them are seeing this stuff, and if it is true, a lot of them are seeing this stuff and asking the same questions that, you know, we're all asking right now, and it's just like, why? What are you doing? So I don't want to paint all officers in a bad light, but these officers here, if this is true, should be fired immediately. Should be fired immediately. This is what you signed up for. If you're not going to protect, what are you doing? This was your moment. I get it. It's a dangerous situation, of course. But you know what you signed up for. I just spoke about this the other day in a video. It's part of the reason why I never signed up to be a cop, because I know what it entails. It's a job where you have to have the ultimate bravery and also have to have the ultimate restraint. So my thing is, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. We all understand it was a dangerous situation, but as a law enforcement officer, you know that you are going to be in dangerous situations. And what makes me even more angry is, as you saw in that clip, but you know, if we read along here, people were telling them to go in there. Parents were urging them to go in, save these kids, and cops are just, no, we're not going in yet. We're not going in. Allegedly, all the while they can hear the screams of kids inside. You can only imagine what was happening in those moments. I don't need to go any further than that. There was at least 40 lawmen armed to the teeth, but didn't do a darn thing until it was far too late. You have 40 people armed to the teeth, in tactical, in gear, vest and everything, and you're not going in? Turn in your badge immediately. You're fired. 40 of the 80 Border Patrol officers entered the school building and did what they had to do. 4. There was already 40 law enforcement officers there already. So not only were there 40 law enforcement officers already on the scene in gear, they had to wait until Border Patrol got there, and 4 Border Patrol officers went in and took care of business. Kudos to those officers. We need to make sure that these 4 officers from Border Patrol are honored, and honored properly, because they did what 40 men couldn't do or were too afraid to do. And I get it. Once again, it's a dangerous, it's a scary situation, but that is partially what you are signing up for. You know that you are going to be in dangerous situations. And to have 40 people freeze up like that? As soon as the Border Patrol officers arrived, they didn't hesitate. They came up with the plan, and they entered that classroom and took care of the situation. No hesitation. None whatsoever. What's even more alarming for me is the fact that you had individuals, parents, who were willing to go in this school and confront this individual. Armed or unarmed, they didn't care. It says, Jacinto, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, raced to the elementary school when he heard about the situation and arrived while police officers were still gathered outside. While he anxiously watched the officers standing outside his daughter's school, he suggested storming into the school building himself along with other civilian bystanders. Let's rush in because the cops aren't doing anything like they're supposed to, he said. He told other onlookers. More could have been done. So you have civilians who aren't in gear, who possibly aren't armed in any way, shape, or form, that are willing to go in. And from the looks of it, it looked like in this video, if this video is real, that the officers were stopping them. So not only are you cowards for not going in, but you're cowards for not even allowing the parents to go help their kids. And again, kudos to those 4 Border Patrol officers who immediately took action, right? They should be given the highest raise possible in history, right? Because these guys handled their business. They did what they were supposed to do. Well, they should also be given vacation time, but they may have to take over 40 different positions because all 40 of those officers should be fired immediately, and whoever was in command of them should be fired right along with them as well. So they may not get any vacation time for a while, but they should be given raises. Without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. Second, kudos to all of the great law enforcement officers out there, because I know that this is going to paint law enforcement in a bad light, just like it always happens, you know, when there's a tragic situation. Oh, all law enforcement is terrible. And now people are going to say, oh, law enforcement, all men are useless. All they want to do is take out innocent people. But when people need help, they're not there. I can see it now. It's going to happen. But kudos to the great law enforcement officers out there, the 99.9% of y'all who actually do your job and do it well. I understand it is a tough job. I understand it's a dangerous job. Sometimes it can be really, really frustrating too. It's part of the reason why I didn't want to do it myself. But kudos to you guys. You don't go unnoticed. You are appreciated. And maybe some of y'all may need to move to this city and take over some of those 40 positions because, like I said, 40 officers should be fired immediately. Yeah, you agree too? I know. Yeah. They should be out of there. I know, mama. They should be out of there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Just an all-around tragic situation. This is shameful. I don't even know what else to say at this point. I really don't. You know, if this video is real and if what is being said is true and what we are seeing is true, and these officers didn't do anything and were blocking parents from actually doing something, I hesitate to say that they should have manslaughter charges dropped on them. Because I can only imagine if I was in that situation. I told you, I'm going in. I'm going in. You're going to have to put me in a pine box to stop me. I'm going in that building. If she's on the other side of that door, I'm going in. And I think a lot of y'all watching this would be standing right there with me. We all going in. We saving the day. If you're not going to, then we are. And honestly, it's a disgrace because it's a slap in the face to one of my arguments, and which was we should have more law enforcement officers patrolling these schools. But I know some people are going to bring this tragic situation up and say, oh, well, we did have law enforcement there and they did nothing. And this is just a small percent of law enforcement that did nothing. The other 99.9 would have taken action and would have taken action immediately. It's a shame, though. Anyway, peace and love. I'm out.